Welcome to the land of the forgotten. A proclamation of the Eleusinian mysteries reborn. By the black flame of Ma'at, Michael Griffin. I believe I have drunk from the river Lethe, and forgotten who I was. The cup was laid before me, and Mnemosyne has fallen. So I fail to remember. Eris sowed discord at the root of my birth, and her daughter Lethe got me drunk on oblivion. I left the womb, and I forgot. I tell you this in sorrow and in fire. I remember nothing of who I was, nor why I came here, and so I search, not to learn, but to remember. The reason I had to enter this death called life. I have sunk into the swamp of Akaruja, and I cannot get free. This world bogs me down, its expectations, its illusions, and after years of trying to escape, you start to whisper, is this really all there is to life? From that swamp flows a brook, Acheron. Woe to the soul drowning in that muddy river, where the living and the dead blur, and life begins to feel like death, while death begins to look like salvation. Everything I was taught deceived me. It blinded me, kept me barely afloat, gasping for breath, while life drowned me in misery. Some are terrified of being forgotten. They chase attention to avoid the abyss. But I tell you, to be forgotten is freedom. Freedom from expectation, from the burden of performance, from the cruel illusions of success. Yes, I am gloriously forgotten. Yes, they think they punish me by rejection. They stonewall me, exile me, and I laugh, because I drank from Lethe, and so I forgot their world, and began to remember my own. For when you're drunk on forgetfulness, you forget who you are. When you suffer long enough, you forget why you were even in pain. So let me ask you, when you were born, did you remember where you came from? Did you remember your name, your purpose, your origin? If not, have you not already drunk from Lethe? Do you struggle to understand why the world suffers? Why pain is allowed under a so-called God of love? Then surely, you have bathed in the river Acheron. Do you wonder why the world is chaos? A lost cause? Then yes, you've already met Eris. And if you do not know the meaning of anything, of life, of death, of love, then perhaps you forgot to drink from Mnemosyne, the spring of remembrance. So now I ask, if all of this is true, have you not already crossed the river Styx? Are you not already in Hades? You see, this world is not life. This is the land of the dead. This body, this flesh, is a corpse animated by soul. The periodic table, it is the architecture of a necropolis. Matter without life, and your soul, it is trapped inside dead matter, aging, decaying, forgetting. You lay in bed, staring into nothing. You stand in silence, motionless. You ask, why am I here? And that is how you know. You are already in Hades. But listen closely. Hades has a field, a beautiful field. It is called the Elysian Fields, and he showed it to his queen, Persephone. She loved it, but asked, "Why is no one here?" And I tell you why. Because no one realizes they're already in Hades. They are searching for heaven elsewhere, up there later after death. But heaven is here, hidden in the depths of death. Your death is not the end. It is the doorway to paradise. But few are willing to die. And I do not mean physical death. I mean the ego death, the death of illusion, the death of all you were told is true. Because when you truly die, you begin to live. You move through this death world with open eyes. You sip from mnemosyne, and you remember. So I say to you, your birth was your death. The womb was Lethe. The river that flows during birth, that is Styx. Your doctor is Sharon, the ferryman. He delivers you across the waters, from soul into flesh. And yes, you have to pay him. You pay with your memory, your light, yourself. You forgot who you are. You forgot you died. Now awaken, sleeper. Your resurrection begins here. Let go of everything, not by force, but by surrender. Let the river Ilissos purify your mind. Remember the craftsman. Remember the reflection in Aphrodite's mirror, all of reality reflecting what you are. Remember who created this creation, which is also reflecting itself in Aphrodite's mirror, that is also reflecting you, and who you were before you fell asleep in it. Your body is the tomb, your casket, a container, your grave, that is slowing decaying and rotting you mistaken for aging. The soul is the forgotten flame, trapped in this container. The mysteries of Greece, of Egypt, of Kemet, they are all whispering. You died to get here. Now die again, to awaken. From womb to tomb. From Lethe to Mnemosyne. From death to the Elysian Fields. Memento mori. Remember your death, and you will truly live. For Hades and Elysium are one. Hades and paradise. Elysium and the grave. They dwell in the same place. But how quickly you forget this. Wandering through the land of the forgotten. As the ancient cupbearer, I have held this vessel of suffering far too long, waiting, watching, for your return to your true self. But now, beloved sleeper, I offer you the chalice of the gods. No longer the bitter wine of sorrow, but the golden ambrosia of remembrance. Drink from Mnemosyne. Let memory flood your bones. Let the fog lift. Let the shadows fall away. Remember who you are. Remember your immortality. You were never meant to rot in forgetfulness. Awake, craftsman. You have been dreaming far too long. In this graveyard of gods, this world of veiled light, this land of the forgotten, now rise. The mystery waits.